Oh, howdy. I'd pretend I didn't see you there, but that would be a lie, seeing as you're a camera. Name's Tim Wertin. You may remember me from my extremely cringy Bloodborne review. I've decided to step back into my comfort zone for these next series of videos I'm going to be doing for HUD. This video is intended as a bit of a pilot to that series, just so I can share my thoughts about this with y'all. That being said, welcome to episode 1 of Beyond the Bench, a series where I will attempt to pass on some skills y'all may not even know you are interested in, or even existed. Things pertaining to outdoors, basic survival skills, and some basic backpacking knowledge. Things of that nature, you know. So sit down, buckle up, and get ready for an adventure. BugOut bags, 3-day bags, I'm never coming home bags, all these names refer to the same thing. A kit, usually a bag, that holds everything you need to survive for 3 days with literally nothing else but the bag and its contents, obviously, in any environment. There are 3 categories of items in every BugOut bag: food, water, shelter, 3 things you need to survive. You need enough of all of these 3 things to last 3 days exposed to the elements. Any other survival knickknacks you put in is extra. For water, the heaviest item in the BugOut bag, assume 1 liter per day of just drinking water. Now, a visual for that, because yes, we do have visuals here. So your standard water bottle is half-liter sizes. 2 of these, 1 liter. You're gonna need 6 of those for 3 days. And again, this water is only for direct consumption by you. If you want water for hygiene purposes as well or cooking, assume 1 gallon a day. This will drastically increase the weight of your BugOut bag and hinder your mobility. 1 liter a day will keep you alive. You may not be happy, but you'll be alive. Side note, the other reason I prefer the smaller number of half-liter bottles to something like a Camelback or 1-liter bottles, there's a variety of purposes. If you lose a bottle to a hole because God forbid somebody shot you, or you fall on a sharp stick, no biggie. You've just lost, half a day's worth of water. But if you get a hole in your Camelback, 3-liter Camelback, the losses are much harder to manage and could possibly hinder your survival capabilities. Risk mitigation is the key. Additionally, stored water has a longer shelf life than water not in a sealed container. And as my compatriot behind the camera too informed me, the expiration date on water bottles is actually for the plastic, not the water inside the bottles. So keep that in mind. Again, risk mitigation, be it from loss or pathogens. Moving on, for food, we have these delicious prepackaged ration bars available at your local Walmart. I prefer the apple cinnamon because it tastes most like actual food. I assume 1 little square, I don't know if y'all can see that, 1 little square is a meal replacement. I've got 2 packages because of that. 1 bar a day per meal, not per day. 1 bar a meal, so 3 per day. Once again, you won't be comfortable, you'll be hungry, but you'll be alive, and that's something. Resist the urge to eat until you're full. You may have to make those bars last longer than 3 days. Okay, last point, shelter. This one's a little tricky, but I have a solution. I'm not gonna drag a tent around in a BugOut bag, but using my not actually patented solution involving a standard Mylar survival blanket and a poncho, you can keep yourself from dying of hypothermia. Behold. Wrap the Mylar blanket around you like this. Bonus point, you get to look like a superhero. This will reflect your body heat back at you. Then you'll take your emergency poncho. This is harder to do when you're trying to demonstrate. Take your emergency poncho. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm already sweating under these lights. Take this out, shake it out like a damn trash bag. This is live, by the way. Oh, there we go. Where is it? You're gonna die if you don't check your gear first. I would have died. So peel it apart. Poncho goes on. Stuff the Mylar around. And this will keep you from freezing to death or dying from exposure. Yeah. Pull it up, you got a fancy hood. That looks attractive. Yeah, you won't be comfortable. Okay, you know, I've said this 3 times, I think you get the point. Okay, and those are the 3 essentials, but as you can see from the remaining items on this table, we still have a lot more gear. So the first thing that we've got here that any, you know, outdoorsman should have, combat application tourniquets. I have 4 of them, 1 for each limb. I'll show you how to put those on in my trauma video I'll be doing later. Additionally, trauma bandages, a survival kit, fancy labels, and a bandana. We've also got, oh, I'm gonna throw that on the ground. We've also got a headlamp and a 3-day supply of medication. Come here. I'm a diabetic, so I have a lot of medication for 3 days. So additionally, I have a field knife. Field knife, this is a kukri, it's 10 inches long, hammered out of spring steel by a Nepalese smith. Additionally, 2 other items, everyday carry knife and a flashlight. Okay, now let me briefly show you what's inside the survival kit and explain their functions. It's a little waterproof box with packaging in it. Okay, so we have a compass. Directions, obviously. Additionally, the back is shiny, so you can use it as a signaling device. This is a flint with no striking steel. I'll show you how to strike this at a later date, because I can't do this in the studio, unfortunately. This is a whistle as a signaling device. It makes noise. This is also where I keep my poncho and Mylar blanket. I didn't want to unpackage mine from the vacuum sealing, obviously. There's also a backup lighter in here as well. You can never have enough ways to start a fire. The headlamp is pretty self-explanatory. Make sure to have extra batteries for all of your devices. In this specific model of bag, I have them stuffed right here. And additionally, speaking of batteries, you may want to invest in, that was probably a problem. You might want to invest in a power bank if you feel inclined to keep your phone powered on. Additionally, crank light. Very useful. So this is the basic kit. From this, all other forms of survival pack can be made, down from a simple car camping bag all the way up through a week-long thru-hike bag. My hope with this video is that you'll take what you've learned, you'll maybe one day save a life. So remember, stay safe, like and subscribe, contractually obligated to say that, and stay tuned for more survival videos. T.I. Wertin out.